and welcome to the FM podcast. I'm Jen Fritz, and I run Fritz Media, a music publicity and digital marketing firm located in Vancouver, Canada. And this is episode number 26 of the podcast. So the topic of today's show is LGBTQ representation in the music industry. And joining me on the show this week is Vancouver actor, musician, and filmmaker Sunny Chen, who is also known as Sad China for their music projects. Now, Sunny and I had a great chat that encompasses a whole lot more than just LGBTQ representation. Because Sunny is a queer, non-binary Asian Canadian, their experiences in the music industry involve a whole lot more than just their queer identity. So we covered a lot in this talk. It was a really great chat, and I hope you enjoy it. Here's my conversation with Sad China. Well, hello, Sunny. How are you doing today?
Hey, Jen. I'm doing great because it's sunny today for the first time in like a week.
It's amazing. I know what it does to your mood here in Vancouver in the wintertime, right? When the sun comes out.
Totally. It's like a whole different world out here.
I love it. I got a little spring in my step today, which is always nice.
That is. Yeah.
So I'm calling you Sunny, which is your name, Sunny Chen. And you have a different name for your music project, which is Sad China. And I thought just, off the top, because it's probably confusing to some people because you have, two names, I thought maybe that you could let us know a bit more about the decision to use the name Sad China for your music project.
I chose Sad China because I wanted to express the more darker side of the experiences I've had growing up as a immigrant settler on territories belonging to the Katsi, Kwantlen, Matski, and Semiahmoo nations, colonially known as Langley, BC. On top of that, I also, when I started out as a young woman-presenting racialized artist who also couldn't afford to buy my own equipment or take classes, even, I guess, do shows because people didn't know who I was. And also it was a different scene back then. So when I was starting out, older, mostly white cis men targeted me to basically satisfy their urge for violence and fetishization and misogyny under the guise of like, oh, we should make music together, or even under the guise of friendship even. So basically, I wrote and released my EP in April 2016. Well, I wrote it from like February to April and released it under Sad China because it was eponymously named for a good reason. All my music in that EP deals with the experiences I had.
Love it. And probably a nod to your racial background as well.
That's right, because I know that when people see my name and see my last name, they're already making like a preemptive assumption about the type of person I am, or there are stereotypes that obviously Chinese people have that this white supremacy has given us, that people, even my own people, like even Chinese people, have internalized racism.
All right. So a full disclosure, you are a Fritz Media client. You just released your debut full-length album, I Love You, I Miss You. And I thought maybe we could start out with, you've given us a little bit about your start in music, which doesn't sound like it was that great. But I do know that you do a lot of other things besides music. You work in film, you are a video director, content creator. Can you tell us just a little bit about your background and maybe how you got into music too?
Growing up, I loved to recite ancient Chinese poems. Like when I was like 2 or 3, I would memorize them so easily and just like talk to strangers. And basically once I jumped on the stage at a music festival when they were cleaning up, my grandma took me to it. When I was like 4 or 5, and I started dancing and stuff. So I always loved to perform. In our family-owned restaurant in China, I would sing karaoke.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I came to Canada, I joined choirs and started singing in them, training with multiple choirs in high school. Then I started making YouTube covers, like everybody does. And most of the songs I covered were of Lana Del Rey because she was hype at the time. I don't know about her now. I think she's a little bit kind of like irrelevant now. Like she doesn't really understand what's going on with the world anymore because she is like in such a different...
She's in a privilege bubble, right? So
that's what it is. Yeah.
She's,
and I think
I just call her problematic at this point because I think you're right. I don't think she understands her privilege, and I don't think she understands where she fits into everything.
And she desperately wants to. That's the thing. Yeah. She's still saying, "Oh, look at me. I'm still here kicking it with the youngsters or something." I don't know. But like it's like, no.
Yeah.
No, Mom. You have to just go drink your wine.
Yeah, it's
and watch your Netflix now.
It's kind of what happened to Madonna too. Mm-hmm. Her slow decline. She's doing the same thing. Like she's just trying to cling to her relevance, and it's just like, no, I think you need to log off. All right. That's it.
Yeah, because like there's so many new artists popping up who I think are doing things that Lana Del Rey wishes she was doing. Not to mention, like, she does come from wealth as well. And for the longest time, we thought she was poor.
Yeah.
And I think that happens in Vancouver too. A lot of people in Vancouver in this industry, like the music scene, they pretend they're poor. Meanwhile, they're getting $3,000 from their stepdad or something, or even $10,000 a month from their family.
Yeah, well, that happens a lot in all creative industries. I think if you look at the people that are achieving a lot, they had a lot of help to get there. And there's so many people that get left behind because they don't have that help. So you're doing covers on YouTube. Like what led to, because I know that you're also an actor, like what led to like kind of getting into film and that sort of thing?
When I was at school, because I moved to Vancouver to attend UBC, it was one of two places I applied to. One was the Fraser Valley University. No, one was Trinity University, which is like a privatized Christian school, which I could never afford or even want to go to. And the other was UBC. So thankfully, UBC accepted me. And so I went there for school and I majored in psychology and minored in English literature. Worst 4 years of my life, but it made me into who I am today. And I guess that's something. And I just paid off my student loans. So basically, when I was in school, I was working and I was doing background work. I know a lot of actors are like, don't tell people you did background work. I'm like, well, it kind of was like a secondary source of income for me. There's a lot of exploitation in the film TV industry, and I think it is awful what background actors have to go through. And I know I am more privileged now that I am a principal actor. It's like night and day how they treat background actors and how they treat principal actors. But anyways, so yeah, that's how I got into the film TV industry. I got a background agent because somebody in my high school used to do background, and he would literally skip school to go do background work, which I don't like. If you're in high school, I don't think that's a good idea. But like literally my background agent once was like, Sunny, do you want to go to Squamish for 2 weeks to be a background on the 100? And I was like, it's September and like my classes just started. I literally can't.
I can't do that. Come on, buddy. Amazing. The theme of this week's show is LGBTQ representation in the music industry. And I thought it would be great to have you on to talk about this because you not only have the queer perspective, but you also come at it from a gender and race point of view. As a queer, non-binary Asian Canadian in the music industry, what is your experience in the music industry been like so far?
So far, I would say I feel kind of erased from a lot of discussions and the collaborations in the music industry. I feel like there is a lot of, I guess, just erasure of Asian people in the music industry. That goes for the film TV industry too, I feel like. Yeah, and my experience so far in the queer music scene is that I do end up being tokenized, but at the same time, I think other, especially East Asian people, especially East Asian non-men, will not want to collaborate with me because they want to be seen as the only East Asian non-man. I have experienced that as well. Yeah, which is kind of annoying because all I want is to build up my team and work with people. And I feel like a lot of times I don't fit in with the white people. I don't fit in with Black people.
Interesting. And
there are allies. I have allies like Ade Wolf and Camisa and Movi. Shout out Movi. And people who have shown me support when white people didn't, for sure, within the Black community. Yeah, I'm just grateful to be able to have this interview with you even. I didn't know that I would be able to release an album. So that's been my experience. Just there's been so many times where I have provided free labor and both physical and emotional labor to established white cis artists, and no mention of it ever. And our friendship basically stagnated. I help them, but they don't see it as like an equal artist helping them. They see it as, oh, look at this lackey, like, oh, I have, because like, you know how when people are nice, sometimes nice people get taken advantage of?
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
You mentioned, tokenization. Do you mean that in the sense that they only want to work with you because you're non-binary, or because you, explain more about that?
Right. So I think during the reckoning, I would say there was like a racial reckoning about 2 years ago, and people wanted to be more diverse. If, for example, some people only had white friends. And most of the time, if they want to diversify, I think instead of reaching out to a group of already diverse artists, they'll just add somebody who looks diverse into their group to be like, hey, we did it. Like, oh, we're not just all white anymore. And, that happened to me. And also, I think when I was modeling, I modeled for Fortune Sound Club when I was 19 for their fashion shows. A lot of times, I think women and people of color were exploited and then erased from the narrative. So it's also about exploitation of people. So like these people of color will help me for free because they need resources, but I don't need to give them anything back. Exposure is enough, and they're working this event for free. So that's also,
they should be grateful, right?
Yeah. And that's also tokenizing, because it's like, we didn't really gain anything from this.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Like the tokenization would be like, what you look like, what you're presenting outwardly, which is, obviously you're Asian. I wonder if that tokenization comes into gender as well too, but I guess that's not something that you can really see all of the time.
I think there is, because you can't really see that, because I think that's more of like patriarchy, like, because tokenizing relates to like tokenizing people of color.
Mm-hmm.
I think that, like, if there's one woman in a group of men, we have to think about, oh, are they all white? Because if that woman is a woman of color, that's tokenizing. Plus, I guess it would be misogyny because there's only one woman. So I think it's like good to get specific.
Yeah. Obviously, we all know this because it happens around us. It's like we got to get one Black person, one. It's like everybody's trying to just add people so that it looks right when it doesn't really necessarily express what is actually happening at that business or whatever. It's just like the token is just what you see, right? So
that's true. Yeah. And like what you said about how people want to add these random people of color, that doesn't really change the community. And also sometimes the people you add have exactly the same racism, like there's internalized racism, the same attitudes of classism and patriarchy. So like, for example, an Asian cis man might even want to be racist towards Asian women because that makes him closer to his white peers. So, there's all these intersections.
Yeah, absolutely. So, over the last few years, there's been a rise, and obviously it's been going on, but in the culture, there's been a rise in transgender and non-binary discrimination. Hate crimes over the last few years have been really building, and it's frightening as hell, quite frankly, to feel in the culture. Is that something that you, as a non-binary person, feel in the music industry as well? Or do you think that it's, well, like you've explained how, you're not as welcomed, but I'm wondering if that hatred is there as well.
So for all intents and purposes, because I'm assigned female at birth, if I never tell you that I'm non-binary,
you don't know.
You will probably treat me like a woman.
Mm-hmm.
So because I'm not,
You're female presenting.
well, I would say yes. I'm like woman presenting, assigned female at birth.
Yeah.
I do like feminine colors or whatever. So like I like pastels and pink and etc. So, but the thing is, like, I am non-binary, and I will tell people I am non-binary. So there's always like, there's even something called cis privilege. So like there's a switch between like, instead of like being treated like a cis person, people will be, if they're transphobic, be like weird towards me once I tell them I'm non-binary. So I think because I don't let people get away with being misogynist and patriarchal,
obviously,
and transphobic.
No, I don't get that from you at all. Sunny, from what I know of you and working with you, you definitely speak your mind, which I totally love. I guess, I hadn't really thought about that. Like you present in a certain way, so it's not something that would come up unless you brought it up.
Mm-hmm. And there are women who are more masculine.
Yeah.
And that's okay too. Like, gender identity is very personal. And I think for me as a non-binary person, it means that I think everyone deserves the same amount of respect and opportunities, and that I don't talk down to anybody based on any categorization.
Yeah, as it should be. Yeah. Yeah, I just wanted to make note of that, just because I've noticed that there has been a rise in transphobia coming our way, and it's very, very scary. Obviously, as bad as things are, there are many things that are changing for the better. Musicians like yourself are being open and vocal about who you are, and having huge musicians like, someone like even Lil Nas X doing the same thing, that's definitely a net positive for the LGBTQ community. Is this something that you see continuing? Like, do you think things are going to be more open, more diverse in the future?
Yes, I really do think so. And the thing is, we definitely need, once again, white allies, because I think for the longest time, the queer community has been run by white cis gay men.
Yeah, those are the facts. It's true.
I even worked for one, and he exploited us. Once he started exploiting me, and once I realized it, because it takes some time to realize, because abuse happens. It doesn't just, you don't just see it as abuse right away. It's kind of like that, the lobster boiling in the pot. Anyways.
Yeah.
So right now, thankfully, more people of color in the queer community running shows, more musicians are trans and Black and Asian and and Indigenous. There's more Indigenous leadership, thankfully. But once again, it's not a one-size-fits-all solution. Like, we just need to continue building relationships with people and basically look at who we are giving power to continuously, who we're giving money to, who only wants money, and who actually wants to nurture a community. There's a very big difference. No,
there is. And I know that there's a lot of people in this industry that are like, if there's an Indigenous artist that I'm working with, we'll be able to get so much funding for that. It'll be so easy to get funding. Or thinking that having diverse people involved is pushing indie white bands out of the way. It's an interesting conversation, just because it's like people kind of realizing, white people, I think, realizing it's not a meritocracy, which is the whole illusion that they've had up to this point. It's like, no, you have to let other people in, and our culture is not just white people. So obviously we want to hear from everybody, right? So wrapping things up just a little bit here, let's talk about your new bilingual hyperpop quarantine album, I Love You, I Miss You, which just came out in October. Tell us a bit about how that album came to be. I write in this journal. I'll show you, but no one can see it otherwise. So I have this journal. I also have several other journals that I've lost because I moved around so much, but not anymore. So I write in this journal everything that goes in my head, or if I need support and I can't reach anybody, I will write in this journal. Yeah, just to collect my thoughts. And then I applied for a Creative BC grant. And thankfully, I got the grant. Yeah, and as a musician, I've built up relationships with Carib, Addie Wolf, Camisa. Camisa's also an actor.
with my same agent at Trisco Talent. And Yukari, Elise Cloma, aka Desire Process, Jerry Cherry, aka Jerry Yang, also an actor. So I built up these relationships, and also with I Am Omo. And so it was like a very, very like natural thing for this album to come together. I'm honestly, this was meant to be. And I hope you, whoever's listening, this kind of natural step just happens to you too.
Yeah.
Like, because it was magical for me. What's funny is that I used to listen to the Zolas when I was in high school, and I recorded most of it at Monarch Studios.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Tom was so nice. Once I was missing like a stem, and I was at Helm Studios because Monarch was booked up. I called Tom. He was eating dinner. And he sent me the stem. He was so nice. Yeah, I don't know about some other people from that scene in the past, but Tom is a really, really...
Oh, he's a good egg.
He's a good one. He's a good one.
Yeah, I love Tom. What has the feedback been on your album? I know like just from obviously the press side, it's been very positive, which is awesome. But like, how about from your fans or your peers? What are they saying?
I think my peers, obviously, they are so supportive. I think most of my fans are my friends.
Well, you got to start somewhere.
Yeah. The thing is, I did want to work with a few other artists. One in particular, she's like a huge star now with a label. So it didn't work out, and I'm kind of bummed, but it's okay. There's always more opportunities. But yeah, I think in Vancouver, it's like a little bubble. People have always said, if you want fans, you have to move somewhere else, because Vancouver is everyone's trying to be themselves, everyone's trying to be their own artist.
It's not a community.
Yeah.
Yeah, it feels more like everybody's at it for themselves, not as collaborative maybe as other music scenes.
I don't know, but probably.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Well, I mean, artists like you are changing it for the better. I know you collaborated with a lot of artists on your album, so that's great.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Yeah. What do you have coming up for next year? Or, what are your plans for the next couple of years?
Well, I think my plans, just like with the album, is to coach and mentor other artists. For the album, I mentored a lot of people, my friends, in how to record in studio, how to write a song. And now, I want to continue doing that. I provided a lot of mentorship to my friends, and I think I would love to continue doing that for just general people in our community, especially, I'm going to say, survivors who are queer or trans or Black, Indigenous, and or racialized artists. Going forward, I think I want to nurture community and coach and mentor people. And if you want to know more about that, you can go to bysunnychen.com/consulting, bysunnychen.com/consulting. And it kind of tells you what services I offer. And I want to write an EP and work with some cool artists that I didn't get to work with for this album. And I want to tour.
Yes.
I want to do that before I get even older.
Oh, Sunny, you're just a baby. Come on.
Thank you. But, there's these like 19-year-olds coming out with things. And like, I wish I made music when I was 19 so I could tour when I was younger, because it just seems like also like I'm starting to set roots down. Like my mom and we got a loan and a mortgage, and I am actually moving to Gateway Station.
Oh, that's awesome.
I'm getting I'm going to be living on my own for the first time. No roommates. And so I'm setting down roots, but like, it's fine. Now that my partner, I met somebody in July. He lives in Mexico City, so I want to tour in Mexico City.
Oh, that's why you keep going to Mexico. I'm like, Why does she keep going to Mexico? It's all coming together, Sunny.
Yep.
I love it. All right. Well, I think that this is probably a really good time to head on over to our fresh content segment. Now, every week on the show, we discuss our favorite piece of music content for the week. And we always like to start with the guest. So, Sunny,
okay,
what do you got for us?
I just want to say XO's Red Alert music video. Oh my God. Amazing. I cannot even, it's just nostalgic. It's beautiful. They said that They were inspired by Wong Kar-wai's old films. And I know I am such a bad Asian. I haven't seen any of those films.
Oh, Sunny. Sunny.
I have to. Oh my God. I have to. I keep saying I want to, but no one ever brings it up. But I'm going to watch with my partner.
There you go.
He is in the film industry.
There you go.
So we're going to fucking love it. Yeah. XO, Red Alert. You have to check it out. It's beautifully done. And I think literally they hired like 40 people in the scene.
Oh, incredible.
And paid them all. And I love that.
That's amazing. I like that too. All right. So we'll check that out. And so my fresh content for the week is UK band Wet Leg. They released their first single, Chaise Long, earlier this year. Their second single, Wet Dreams, came out in September, which I was totally obsessed with. And they just released 2 more singles last week. So they only have like 4 singles total. And they just did the NPR Tiny Desk Concert this week, and they perform all 4 of the only singles that they have. But it's absolutely amazing. I've watched it like 5 times already. So I guess like my recommendation is for Wet Leg generally and for the Tiny Desk Concert that they did specifically. So there you go. That's it. Do it.
Sounds cool. I'll check it out.
It's super, they have a super 90s slacker vibe, which as somebody who, I'm a Gen Xer, so as somebody who came of age at that time, it feels very nostalgic to me. I really like it. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us for today's show, Sunny. Is there anything else that you want to plug before we go?
Follow me on TikTok. I'll follow you back.
Yeah. And what's your TikTok handle?
At Sad Gal Sunny. Oh, and also Carib's EP's coming out, Hyper Normalized. So listen to that.
I love it. All right. Well, thanks again. And I hope you have a good rest of your day.
Thank you, Jen. Take care, everyone. I love you. I miss you.
That was a good one. I hope you liked it. And thanks again to Sad China for coming on the show. Thanks so much for listening to the FM podcast. If you like the show, please tell your friends and give us a rating and review in Apple Podcasts. The FM podcast is produced by Fritz Media with production assistance from Carla J. If you want to learn more about Fritz Media, check out our website at fritzmedia.ca. And you can follow us on Facebook. We're at Fritz Media, and on Instagram and Twitter at Fritz_media. And if you want to learn more about the podcast, go to the fmpodcast.com. A big thank you to Said the Whale for providing the theme music for the show, and you can find them, as always, at saidthewhale.com. Okay, so we're going to go out with our song of the week this week, which is obviously going to be from Sad China. This is their latest single, Human.
Yeah. S02E06. I was a girl, and now I'm a human. I used to stand in the rain. What a mess, I never can. Ever since we were small, 向天使 set us life in our heads so come to die. I was a girl, and now I was a girl, and now I'm an animal. If this is love, then I don't wanna. If this is love, then show me what you're made of. Don't wanna be always on
just wanna kiss and hug. I 也是人 We are the chosen one. We'll show you what we're made of. Between the rounds, we'll make you proud. You know our ancestors, they're watching over us. They guide us home among the stars. You can do this, you can do this. You'll get through this, you'll get through this. You can do this. You can do this, you can do this. You'll get through this, you'll get through this. You can do this.
evening.
Don't wanna be your perfect one. Just wanna belong and love.
Bye. I'll see you next Tuesday.